Hi, my name is Danica and today I have a quick haul for you. This is a little bit out of order because I actually got these books before the books that I mentioned in my last haul, but better late than never. So earlier in July I was able to take a day trip to Vancouver. I picked up a couple of books while I was there. We got to go to Little Sisters, which is partly a bookstore, partly kind of a sex toy shop in Vancouver that has a really big role in queer history in Canada. If you're familiar with the movie Better Than Chocolate, that bookstore in the movie is based on Little Sisters and what happened to them with censorship and books being stopped at the Canadian and American border. And I was able to pick up a couple of lesbian books while I was there. The first one is Kissing the Witch by Emma Donoghue. This is actually one of my favorite books, but I didn't have a physical copy because the paperback copy has the worst cover, and I kept wanting to buy it new so that I could support the author, but every time I went to buy it I looked at that cover and couldn't convince myself to. So when I found the hardcover with this cover, which is a little bit better, I had to pick it up. And this one also includes illustrations, which I haven't seen before, so it'll be interesting to reread them with the illustrations. And then I picked up Out of Time by Paula Martinic, which has been on my wish list for a while. This is a bit of a ghost story. It's also sort of supposedly about someone being haunted by this woman who owned a scrapbook that she got from an antique store. So it's like a lesbian book about books. I'm really into books that are about books. I don't know. And continuing my love of books about books, especially lesbian books about lesbian books, this is A Safe Sea of Women by Bonnie Zimmerman, which is a book about lesbian fiction. And I'm hoping to read actually quite a few of these in the future because I'm trying to do some research about maybe doing a YouTube series about lesbian literature 101. So I'm trying to really research and get a good timeline going, and I think this will be on my list for that. And after that we went into another bookstore, I think it was called Pulp Fiction or something like that, and they had a tiny gay and lesbian section that was about half a shelf, but on that shelf was this book, The Lesbian National Parks and Services Field Guide to North America. And I found this on the internet years ago and I thought it looked hilarious and I really wanted to get it, but I've never seen it in person before. And when I saw it on the shelf, it was like it was there waiting for me, and I had to get it even though it was like pretty expensive. It was $30 for this used book, which is ridiculous and I shouldn't have, but it felt like it was there for me. In real life, it looks just like a guidebook, like a field guidebook. It's really well put together and I can't wait to read this. It looks really weird. I thought I would also show you a couple of the books that I've gotten for review for the Lesbrary lately. This is Limelight by Natalie H.G. London. This is a memoir about a lesbian who has Lyme disease and how she dealt with that. Honestly, the reason I was so excited about this is because the audiobook, which I'm not even listening to, is voiced by one of the actors from Orange is the New Black, and I couldn't resist that. And then we have October by Renee Warrington, which is sort of literary fiction, I think in translation. And this one has a ton of photographs in it, and I think that will be really interesting. And lastly, the one I'm most excited for is Hild by Nicola Griffith. Nicola Griffith is a really big name author in lesbian fiction, and this is a bisexual historical fiction and it looks like it's going to be amazing. I've heard only good things about it, so I was so happy when I got this review copy. I can't wait to dive into it. And that's my haul. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you think of them, and thank you for watching. Bye!